W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. In Pewaukee, a school bus driver is facing serious charges after allegedly abusing a 7-year-old student. Court documents say 62-year-old Thomas Felser was arrested after the girl's mother used a bus tracking app and found the bus sitting idle. She says she found Felser alone with her daughter and acting suspiciously. Surveillance footage reportedly shows a troubling pattern. The child later told police Felser touched her inappropriately. Felser, a former teacher, had no prior complaints but is now facing 4 counts of sexual misconduct. A group of teenagers are recovering from injuries after a high-speed chase in Wauwatosa. 6 teens are in custody after a Wauwatosa police chase ended in a car crash early Sunday morning on Milwaukee's west side. Officers first spotted a speeding car with no headlights near 62nd and State. When they tried to pull the vehicle over, the driver took off, leading police through Milwaukee before crashing into another vehicle at 35th and Valete. The teens, ages 16 to 18, were arrested and treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the car was stolen and charges are pending. Increased gun violence in Milwaukee this month continues with 8 separate shootings over the weekend. 1 shooting was deadly and 3 harmed teenagers. 4 people were shot between 4:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. Saturday. A 16-year-old and 3 adults ages 21, 27, and 30. 3 people were shot between midnight and 1 a.m. on Sunday. A 17-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 14-year-old. At 4:15 a.m. Sunday, a 34-year-old was shot and killed near 31st and Burleigh. MPD is searching for suspects in all 8 shootings. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Coming with straight truth.
I wonder how many of these kids that's running around here, if they tested them for lead, look up lead crisis in different townships and look at the behavior and then look at what's going on in Milwaukee and match it up. Do your little research. Go get your thumbs. Instead of getting in the comments and arguing with folks, go look up the side effects of a lead poison environment, then watch the news.
Catch the Tori Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Here we go. Okay. So I'm tired of hearing about it. Everybody keeps talking about it. Everybody keeps tipping about it. And I told folks, I might not have said it on the show, but I told folks about the first year that the Bucks lost in the final. This is like the third year? When did they win? 2022? 21. That's what I thought, 21. So 22, 23, and 24, they've gone. I think one of those years they didn't go, and then they went 2 years and they lost. First round the first time, this time the second round. So I kept telling everybody that if the Bucks go 3 years and don't win again, well, let me start out by this. Dear Giannis, I know you said you were not open to leaving. Wait a minute, watch this. Dear Giannis, I know you said you weren't thinking about leaving and you love Milwaukee after you won the title. But like everybody, and I get it, and you're younger, and I think people forget that he's like a millennial or, yeah. Bottom line, now you're open to it. Because this is 3 years in a row you came up snake eyes. Now, for those of you that are not in the baby boomer generation, which is the real generation in America that runs everything and has all the money, bottom line is you can go where you want to go. Do what you want to do. You're right to have an open mind. Just remember that those in the media in Milwaukee are weird. They want you to stay here. And if not, they're going to treat you like they treated Craig Counsell. When he left the Brewers, they bashed him, even though he went and doubled his salary. Because the people that complain about and pay for the tickets to go to the games don't understand your job is to take care of you and your family. So, dear Giannis, please take care of your family. Please take care of your life. You only got a limited number of years in the NBA, and if you get a tear or two, is Damian Lillard even coming back? So the bottom line is this. Take care of your family. Take care of your family. And my third piece of advice is to take care of your family. In the end, the only person that you will rely on are your family, your friends, and the people who took care of you. Milwaukee took care of you. We get it. We got it. Appreciate it. You brought another national championship in the National Basketball Association after 50 years. But don't feel like you can't grow. Don't feel like you can't go somewhere to win some more titles. Milwaukee has put up with losing all sorts of great players. Hank Aaron, Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, same person. Big Dog. All these great players. Sidney Moncrief. All these great players that have come through Milwaukee and that have gone on to bigger and better and greater things. I get it. But don't be beholden to what other people put on you. Be the best you. For you, in what I can see, it comes down to you being a basketball player. You're an elite, high-end basketball player. What could happen if you got 3 or 4 more guys on a team just like you in a New York or LA? Look at the way the Knicks are playing. Look at the way the Pacers are playing. Look at the way Oklahoma City is playing. Who's the other 4th team that's in the NBA Finals? Anybody know? What's the 4th team that's in the NBA Finals? Oklahoma, New York, the Pacers, and who?
The Timberwolves.
That's why I can't remember. It's Minnesota. Anyway, so the bottom line is pick one of those 4 teams. They seem to be doing it every year and go. The Lakers aren't doing it anymore. Golden State, they got their time. They got their client. It's time to move on. And so at some point, we need to realize that it's time for Giannis to move forward. Don't let Milwaukee stunt your growth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the...
I didn't do that. But it's Monday, right? Who cares? At some point, we have to recognize who Giannis is. We have to recognize that he's greater than Milwaukee. Well, let me be. He was bigger than Milwaukee when he got here. But now that he's here and he's grown, he owes his roots to Milwaukee. But that's like your family home that you grew up in. It's a great house. You love it. You got great memories, but you got your own house. And he's morphed from some kid that came from the streets of Greece, homeless, to, God, I don't even want to know how many hundreds of millions of dollars. And he could only do that in America. And he's made it his own. Let's not pressure Giannis into staying somewhere where he doesn't want to stay, and then he regrets it. Because then he will grow to hate Milwaukee. Then he will grow to not want to even deal with people from Milwaukee. Now, I know some haters are going to call. I know the sports haters are going to scream. 833-212-1017. Go on, call me and tell me how crazy and idiotic I am. I get it. I get it. But Milwaukee needs to come to terms that Milwaukee is not a major metropolitan city. It's ranked, 13th or 14th maybe? And understand where you are and be the best who you are. Some words that I heard in a meeting that I had right before I came in here. Milwaukee needs to be the best in class. The one thing they don't understand is Giannis's best in class has outpaced the city of Milwaukee. And now we have to put up with the C word that nobody likes to put up with, but it made us great. It made us who we are. We have to put up with the one thing that is going to make Giannis the best basketball player he can be. Better than he is now, and better than most players. And that's change.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Victory Garden Initiative is an 1.5-acre urban farm that sits right in the middle of the Black community on Richards and Concordia. I don't know if you know that Harambe is a food desert. So within its borders, there are no major grocery stores. So people rely on things like dollar store, corner stores, liquor stores to buy food, which is all unhealthy. Everything we grow, and we grow everything, tomatoes to potatoes to carrots to corn to onions, to, and so on. And everything we grow is free to the community. It started in 2009. They wanted to build a sustainable food production system that was healthy and sustainable. And what that meant was giving people the resources to grow their own food and the skills to make sure that those attempts were successful.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Sorry, I was too busy singing. Sorry, my bad. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I had a question for everybody, and I am looking to on a, you know, usually I put in my show prep, there's a what do I call it? There's a little note that I say that says quick hit. You know, like it's one of those things I wanna make sure I touch on, so that I know one of the things I want to, you know, just hit, you know, by the way, like on the top of my head. And one of them that crossed my mind was like, I am so tired of texting. And I keep getting these articles that tell me about, hey, you know, you got an iPhone or if you got a regular phone, you need to be careful because like now people can just intercept, send you crap, and you can't stop it. And I'm starting to get that. I'm starting to get emails that say, how would you rate your experience? And I'm like, well, that's great, but I wasn't there. So why are you sending me a text on how would I rate my experience? Like all that stuff makes absolutely no sense to me, but yet I keep getting them. I'm switching over to WhatsApp. WhatsApp is encrypted end to end, and you don't have any of those issues, and so I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done. If you have any comments about Giannis, you have any if you have any comments about what's going on with Giannis, 833-212-1017 is the number. I get it, but I think, you know, Curly Q, what's going on? Kawanda. Kawanda's like, the fact that you're talking to a figurine tells me more than I need to know about your mental well-being. See, here's the question. If I were hearing Giannis talk to me as the figurine, pausing like he was talking to me and then responding, then you should worry about my mental well-being. Talking to something doesn't mean anything. You talk to cars every day when you get mad. You talk to people that can't hear you in a car that cut you off. So what's the problem? Ridiculous. What was all them calls about? Didn't nobody want to argue with me? I think that Giannis should make up his mind, and if he needs to, roll out as soon as possible. Just cut bait. I'm just saying, at some point, it's important for you to take care of your family and your well-being. And if people don't get it, it's kind of like, too bad. 833-212-1017 is the number. James, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, Dr. King, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine. My comment about Giannis is when Giannis stayed here in Milwaukee, he did what he believed was best for his family, and it worked out for him, and it worked out for the city of Milwaukee. And whatever his next move is, he should do what he thinks is best for him and his family.
Yep.
Because that's where his loyalty should be at, to him and his family.
So why do you think people in Milwaukee...
Thank you for the great years. Thank you for the championship.
Yep.
You'll probably never see another one.
Dude, like, really? Really, James?
Yeah, thank you.
You don't think... No. Thank you, I get. But we're not going to see another one? You don't think Milwaukee will win another one? Hello, James?
I'm somewhere. I'm breaking up or something. Yeah, who knows what happened? I'm in a tunnel somewhere.
Yes, you are. So you don't think Milwaukee will win another one?
Yeah, somewhere in the future, I guess. You know, I'm 66 years old. Maybe in my lifetime. I don't know.
Well, you got one.
But, hey,
you need more than one.
But let's be thankful for what we got. How about that? Let's be thankful for what we got.
Thank you. It's not like you're from Chicago and got 2 3-peats, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Dr. King. But in Giannis, hey, live your life, man. Because I tell you that at the end of the day, I've never heard nobody say they died tomorrow or anything. They died today. So live your life, because tomorrow's not promised to anybody. So do what's best for his family. I wish you the best of luck.
All right. Thank you much, James. Appreciate it.
Have a great day now.
You too. 833-212-1017 is the number. I agree. At some point, the way they treated Craig Counsell when he left was abominable. You think people are supposed to stay in Milwaukee till they get old and decrepit, and then you start bashing them and tell them they should have left X amount of years ago and all that? No, just leave. As old school boomers used to say, if you feel froggish, jump. Roll out. Get out. Because the bottom line is that you have to do what's best for you. And if Giannis is open to hearing from other teams who want to pick up that ridiculously monstrosity of a contract, which I think is great, he should do it. The caller, you are on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Well, how's it going? Good day.
What's up?
Well, what I'll say about Giannis and his leaving, he has never said that. And this false narrative every year when championships don't grow on trees, you being a person from Chicago, there were 6 years where the Bulls won championships, and 55 or 60 of them, they've been in last place.
Correct.
And most big cities don't win. Large cities don't win championships, so players don't flock to those cities anymore. And if you look at the NBA, people who are knowledgeable, cities that are about the size of Milwaukee have won most of the last 20. So that thing that you hear on ESPN and those networks that are in those cities that wish they were smart enough to draft or had the talent to develop a young man like Giannis from what he was when he arrived, every year when the Bucks don't win a championship, they say he has to leave. As an example, you'll probably hear this week, or I'll probably call you in a week or so, they'll be saying Nikolai Jokic needs to go to New York or L.A. or some large city because they long for the glory days back when people wanted or had to move to larger cities. And sometimes people are comfortable where they are. When it comes to the money piece of it, are you familiar with the Larry Bird rights are, sir?
Yes.
In the NBA?
Yes, but here's but let me interject this. So one of the reasons why those teams are great is because those teams that are bad, right? The worst teams get to pick.
Which teams are great?
Any team that's bad gets to pick first. And so now you see a slew of the
lottery. It doesn't work that way.
Well, I'm just
Dallas wasn't the worst team, but they got the number one pick.
And why
the lottery of the last?
And so
it's a lottery of the last.
Let me ask the
8 teams, and with the parity today, the Dallas Mavericks weren't much worse than most of the playoff teams.
I get it. I'm not trying to dive into it like that. I'm just saying they go by lottery, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you for that. Most teams go by whoever the worst is gets to pick first, like the NFL. But if you really think about it, it's luck of the draw. And because they're more smaller teams, you are 100% right. Because they're more smaller teams, they get the good players who gel and they end up winning. New York used to be the powerhouse, but they were the only powerhouse, right? They were the only stuff like that. And so now it's starting to balance itself out because of money. So at some point, well, let me just ask you before I go to the next call. Should Giannis stay or go?
Giannis should do what he wants to do. And
I'm asking you, if you're Giannis, what would you do?
If I'm Giannis?
Yep.
Well, because of the Larry Bird rights that I mentioned, he would make more money here. So if it's the money part, he definitely should not leave. There were people who were saying, even though he would have lost $200 million, that he was going to leave 5 years ago.
Nah.
And so until he says it, then it won't happen. But we do, real intelligent sports fans are able, like when Ray Allen went to Boston and Miami, he was a great player. Marcus Johnson, I wouldn't care if he played on Mars. I grew up rooting for him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So a real sports fan roots for the player and not that name that's on the jersey.
Correct.
Because of the journey.
Correct.
And that comes from the history of Milwaukee basketball, which is much richer than a lot of people know. And me being a person who went to Milwaukee, Washington, who had a dynasty for 40 years and had relatives who went to Lincoln with downtown Freddie Brown, I am entrenched in that, and I'm a good source. So when you want to talk basketball, I'll make sure I call every time.
All right, I appreciate it.
God bless.
God bless. Take care. 833-212-1017 is the number. Henry, you are in the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What you thinking about Giannis?
I personally want him to stay, like most people in Milwaukee, but I want to correct something. In my lifetime, the Bucks have got 2 championships.
Okay.
So I went to the games. They were about to go back to back. I went to the game 7 with my uncle and cousin. We lost that to go back to back. So 50 years later, we win another one. So my championships, for Giannis, it really doesn't make me a difference if he leaves and he wins another one. That doesn't make me any difference unless he stays. So I'm not rooting for him to go win another championship. And, like people in my family that live around the country have been rooting for Giannis to leave when he signed the contract that he's on now. I'm like, wait a minute, it's going to be about 3 years before he even talks about it.
Right. He's not walking away from that money.
Right. So, to keep it short, I wish him the best of luck. I'll be a Giannis fan, but if he one other thing. When people say he going to another team to win, what team is that? I mean, don't say L.A. I mean, that's what everybody, so I don't know. Whatever team he goes to doesn't guarantee he's going to win another championship. We always got a winning record with him, so we are winning. So like Giannis said, there is no losing in sports.
Yeah, there is, and that's trash. He would not have been disappointed at the end of that game if that's how he felt. Nobody in their right mind feels like, I just feel so good having a winning season. Dude, you want to win everything. Come on.
Well, yeah, of course. That's the object. Right. But at the end of the day, with the money he's making and going home, he's being a model father. He's raising kids in Milwaukee.
That sounds so good.
Back to losing when they lost the championship.
Right.
We just start again next year. We try again next year.
And it took 49 years. And it took 49 years.
Well, yeah, I was here though. We got two.
So let me ask you this.
One.
So let me ask you this. You ready?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you were Charles Barkley, who I think was a great player, played on some great teams, never won a championship. If you had, and I'm sure over the years, Charles Barkley probably made somewhere in the neighborhood, including now, somewhere in the neighborhood of, $300 to $500 million.
If not more.
If not, well, I was trying to be conservative.
Yeah.
How much would you trade out of $500 million to have that trophy, to have that ring? How much? Because we talk about all that, but the only reason you play is to win the big dance.
So if I'm understanding your question correctly, I want the money. I beat Charles Barkley. I beat Charles Barkley.
So watch this. So watch this. How much money would you then make after you're out of basketball, having won an NBA championship versus not? Because I'm going to tell you, when you win, that goes with you after you're done. If you're a great player, Charles Barkley is not making anywhere the amount of money that a Michael Jordan, not a Michael Jordan, let me think. That's somebody else who actually won the championship. They get paid more. They get paid more for promotion. They get paid more for commercial, everything.
So like somebody like Isaiah Thomas that won championships, he's got a career, he's been a coach, he's got a career in broadcasting, not making nearly as much.
Nearly as much as who? Nearly as much as who?
Well, I would think Barkley. I think Barkley makes more.
I'm pretty sure Isaiah Thomas makes more money than Charles Barkley because he's got the multiple. And I don't know what Charles Barkley has as in terms on the side. But it's the quiet guys that make the money, right? I see Charles every day. You don't see Isaiah Thomas every day. You don't see Michael Jordan every day. You don't see these players. You didn't see Junior Bridgman every day. Billionaire. So I think there's something to being able to parlay it after you play, because that money ends when you quit. Like when you stop playing, you're not getting $100 million anymore.
And Junior Bridgman, he won it. No, he didn't win a championship.
No, he did not. It's what he did afterwards. But what he did afterwards.
Right, it's what he did afterwards. Right. I thought he was with the Bucks. We got him when we got after Kareem left.
Correct.
We got Junior Bridgman.
Right.
But overall, if Giannis wants to leave, I'm happy for him that he did what he did here, and I'm happy for him that he can go somewhere else. I personally would like to see him stay. He's made good roots here, but I wouldn't want to see him trapped here. You want to get out of Milwaukee, go. But the small market thing, we're in a small market, but right. I go toe-to-toe with any of my family from around the country with anything. So, I don't deal with the big market thing because that's just showmanship. I mean, when you actually play
be
basketball,
nice to Chicago. Be nice. Be nice.
Well, no, Chicago had Jordan.
Right.
That Chicago.
That's a whole other stratosphere.
That's a whole different. There will be that won't happen most likely again. What Jordan did, but that's all right. So
thank you.
All right, Dr. Ken.
All right.
Enjoy your show and your topic.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, what would you do? Would you leave? Would you roll out? I mean, you got your money, it's guaranteed. So do you care who pays you? Okay, they bought my contract. Wow, okay. $400 million is $400 million, right? No, I don't know. I want Milwaukee to give me my $400 million. I don't want the Lakers to give me my $400 million. I don't care. I'm going to play at the top of my game until I can't play at the top of my game. And I'll leave a billionaire. Like, that's a whole other story. How do you mess up $1 billion? Over the course of 10 years, 15 years, you make about 50, 60 million a year. That's a lot of money to blow through. And everybody getting on Keke Palmer for making the millions she makes. But she said, if I make $1 million, yeah, my apartment can't be more than $1,500 a month. Like, she don't live. And I know, nope, let me hush. Keke from Chicago. So she know how to roll like that. She ain't paying, I ain't paying that money. It's where I live, lay my head, put my clothes, and eat my food. Anything over $1,500, $1,600 a month, I'm probably living in the wrong neighborhood. Just so I can feel good. Well, I can feel good. Because you know the funny part? When she takes her makeup off and changes her clothes, people don't know who Keke Palmer is because you know what? When we see people like that in Chicago, it's like when you see people like that in New York. Who cares? Hey, Robert De Niro just walked past. Okay, whatever. It's like nobody cares. So money is money. It's what you do with it, what you tell it to do. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, I have a story out of Colorado that threw me for a loop. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all tell me. The story just came out earlier today, and I thought this was something in America that was over. But I guess now you can, burn crosses in people's yards. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here is Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. The northbound side's backed up out of the Marquette to Keefe. Westbound 94, you'll see delays from 16th Street all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's got some backups as well from 84th Street to about 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance of rain later on, a low of 45. And tomorrow, rainy and windy, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Experience some of the most cherished popular music of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound, May 23rd through the 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Byron Stripling will lead the MSO, and an exciting trio of vocalists that include Broadway superstar Chester Gregory, Ashley J., and Brick Liam in a musical sojourn of hits made famous by legendary talents such as Lou Rawls, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, and The Temptations. Songs like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm Coming Out will come alive in fun and stylish arrangements that are sure to have you dancing and humming along in your seat. Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound runs May 23rd through the 25th only. So lock up your tickets right now by calling the box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Great Impressions Graphics and Printing. They've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great Impressions, perceptions, everything.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snibe. After losing their last two games, the Milwaukee Brewers got a bounce-back win thanks to some home run robbery from Jackson Churio out in center field.
Here's a fly ball, left center field. Churio on the run, at the track, at the wall, jumped up. Jackson Churio brought it back! Oh! Jackson elevated above the wall, and he pulled back a home run from Royce Lewis. Incredible!
The robbery there, preserving the 5-2 Brewers win. They'll open up a 3-game series tonight at American Family Field against the Baltimore Orioles. Over to golf, where Scottie Scheffler won the PGA Championship on Sunday, and to the NBA, where the Denver Nuggets are eliminated from the Oklahoma City Thunder. They win in dominant fashion, this one by a final score of 125-93. They'll take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Wayne said, Dr. Ken, a more equitable comparison. And I looked at this, and you are absolutely right. The profiles would be Barkley and Shaq, played against each other, both popular, but one is a champion. Yeah, but Shaq got more money. Shaq got way more money. Shaq on. So, Shaquille O'Neal says, oh, you want me to promote your business? Okay, I need like 1 or 2% of your gross. I mean, think about it. 0.5% of a multi-billion-dollar company. So if 10% of $1 billion is 100 million, 5% is 50 million. 1% is 5 million. But I would say, no, I don't want that. I want stock. So when you make money, I make money. And that's what he does. That's the rumor. I ain't mad at him. 833-212-1017 is the number. Clearly, I poked the bear. Derek from Denver, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Well, I'm not doing as well as I was 2 days ago.
Why is that?
Well, they lost terrible. Seemed like they just run out of speed. They were doing so well that Thursday, they were running up and down the court, and all of a sudden they seemed like they were just dragging.
Yeah.
And they had the same thing when they had who was the guy? They had Matumbo, and then they tried, and then they eventually got to the point where then they got when they got to the championship, then they got Westbrook, then they have who's that guy? Then they have the basketball player from Serbia. Joker, and then they had some other two or three other people that are pretty decent. And I don't know. I mean, you have all these people, and I think Jamal. I think he got a contract for $200 million.
Right.
And all these other people, and it seems like to me. And I think it's a good thing that they don't go to the bigger teams, because before in the past, probably in the 2000s and 1990s, all you heard about was L.A., Boston,
Chicago, Boston, New York, Yeah,
I mean, the rest of the country was just left out.
The San Antonio, the Dallas Mavericks were like, who? But
the rest of the country they were just left out. And the people, the big boys running the leagues, they want because more people are going to be watching it. Compared to like when Milwaukee was playing, I don't know too many people were watching Milwaukee, but they had Boston, they had L.A.
Hey, be nice to Boston, Derek. Come on.
No, I mean, I'm not Boston. I am being nice. I'm just saying people like to look at those East Coast, West Coast teams.
Yeah.
They have the East Coast and West Coast because they're looking at, what is it called? They're looking at larger markets. They can make more money. Whereas if you have something like Milwaukee, in this state, you have something like a Sacramento or something.
Right.
I mean, not too many people are going to be watching it, but I understand that they want to get this places. Even if you do get some people like that, I mean, it's a team effort. And like I said, you guys in those smaller sports, I mean, what are you guys in the smaller towns?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Sacramento, and probably San Antonio.
Well, you got OK City, you got Indianapolis, you got Minnesota,
Charlotte.
you got Charlotte, and it's amazing, with the exception of one team, the New York Knicks, all of them are from mid-sized cities.
Okay. But like I said, they're a young team, and like I said, they tried everything, but I don't know. They just lost their juice, and it seems like I mean people went crazy when they won the sports team and everything.
Right.
Sports is there's such a big. Somebody was talking about, why are they spending all this money on these? What is that? $70 million or $150 million, or they're going to give the Chicago $500 million to keep the sports team in
their
city.
Right.
And somebody was saying, when I think when you guys were debating that basketball thing,
right?
And somebody says, if you guys don't get it, I mean, it's just heart, soul, and so many teams. It seems like cities are more exciting when they have football teams, basketball teams like NFL. That's why people want them. I mean, some people they'll move to a city. Some guy told me he'll move to a city if they don't have a basketball team. He won't move to the city.
Mm-hmm.
NBA. And it's so much of these cities' identity is tied into the city. I mean, like you have the Brewers, you have your state of Wisconsin got the Packers. That is so much identity of people's in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and the Bears in Chicago.
Very true.
And when I worked in L.A., I mean they were crazy about the Lakers. They would support him through and through. And they bring so much money, and they bring so much. I think they build the self-confidence of a city too. Just my feelings. I mean, maybe you disagree, but people will start noticing some teams when they start hearing them. Maybe they want to move a business there. I don't know about Oklahoma City or.
Okay. But think about this, and thank you for your call, Derek. I got to run because I'm running out of time. But thank you for calling, and thank you for listening from Denver.
One last thing.
Yes, sir.
One last thing. What about the Atlanta Hawks? They seem like they haven't gone any place.
That is true. But the Bucks did them, and
they're a large market.
That's true. I don't know if Atlanta would be a large market. I don't know.
6 million people in the metropolitan area.
How many?
The large market. 6 million people in Metro Atlanta.
Okay, I'll give it. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would count Metro, but I get you. Yeah, you're right. All right, well, thank you much, Derek. I appreciate it.
Yeah, calling all the way from Denver.
All right, appreciate it. Take care. 833-212-1017 is the number. I guess I didn't get to my cross burning. We'll have to do it on the next break. But with passionate fan bases across multiple professional sports leagues, the Bears, the Bulls, the Blackhawks, the Cubs, and the White Sox, the city's potential betting market, just the betting market, not the revenue they bring in to the city every time all those teams play, right? So if you get about, 10, 15 million, 20 million a year, which is probably more per team, right? The city's potential, just the betting market, is estimated to be in excess of $1 billion annually. And people spend and buy stuff more than they bet. That's all I'm saying.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
What's poppin', Truth Nation? It's your girl Noni Juice, and it's Steinhaffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhaffel's cash. And take advantage of Steinhaffel's special 60-month financing. You can get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress for only $48 per month, a Beauty Rest Black mattress for only $36 per month, and an Avocado mattress for only $26 per month. Steinhaffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com. Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm attorney David Gruber. We've helped injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust our hometown team to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I am starving. And I broke my diet. I had to, because I had to get something, because I literally haven't eaten all day. And that's ridiculous. I'll be like, and furthermore, boom, 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 boom. What was that? Dr. Ken just fell out. So I'm going to move it to the 5 o'clock hour. I want to talk about this story about a trial that's going on. That's actually just starting, I do believe. And there's a cross-burning trial that's going on. A couple is set to go on trial over a staged cross-burning in front of a campaign sign for a black candidate. So 2 people are accused of staging a stunt to generate sympathy and support for Yemi Mobilati, Colorado Springs' first black mayor, prosecutors have said. I don't understand what that means, but their trial starts today. They made a threat against him. They say, oh, we were just trying to help him out by having other people think that somebody burned a cross in front of his yard and it would garner support. Like, that's your argument? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll talk about that in 5 o'clock hour, just right after our top 5 at 5. And we'll go from there. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing, streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle, while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job!
job. I can't believe it.
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. In Pewaukee, a school bus driver is facing serious charges after allegedly abusing a 7-year-old student. Court documents say 62-year-old Thomas Felser was arrested after the girl's mother used a bus tracking app and found the bus sitting idle. She says she found Felser alone with her daughter and acting suspiciously. Surveillance footage reportedly shows a troubling pattern. The child later told police Felser touched her inappropriately. Felser, a former teacher, had no prior complaints but is now facing 4 counts of sexual misconduct. A group of teenagers are recovering from injuries after a high-speed chase in Wauwatosa. 6 teens are in custody after a Wauwatosa police chase ended in a car crash early Sunday morning on Milwaukee's west side. Officers first spotted a speeding car with no headlights near 62nd and State. When they tried to pull the vehicle over, the driver took off, leading police through Milwaukee before crashing into another vehicle at 35th and Valete. The teens, ages 16 to 18, were arrested and treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the car was stolen and charges are pending. Increased gun violence in Milwaukee this month continues with 8 separate shootings over the weekend. 1 shooting was deadly and 3 harmed teenagers. 4 people were shot between 4:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. Saturday. A 16-year-old and 3 adults ages 21, 27, and 30. 3 people were shot between midnight and 1 a.m. on Sunday. A 17-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 14-year-old. At 4:15 a.m. Sunday, a 34-year-old was shot and killed near 31st and Burleigh. MPD is searching for suspects in all 8 shootings. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, Show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So we talked in the first hour about Giannis. It became the Giannis show. Dear Giannis, I don't know if, well, I don't know. If I was him, would I leave? I don't know. And then we touched quickly on the Associated Press story about the trial that begins today in Colorado about the cross burning. I thought we were done with that. I'm just saying. Kind of thought we were done with cross burning and ridiculous things like that. So, and one of my stories I have for my top 5 at 5, I want to get into after we're done with it, because I want to dig up whether or not we need to make some changes. So it's I'm a little perplexed about it, a little frustrated about it. It's the cop thing in me. And so, it is what it is.
Number 5.
From SCOTUS blog, if you haven't heard, there was an emergency docket. Supreme Court is now going to allow Donald Trump to end protected status for a group of Venezuelan nationals. So they've cleared the way to evict, deport, throw out. In a brief unsigned order, the justices paused the ruling by a federal judge in San Francisco that had blocked Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, from terminating the protection of hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan citizens living in the United States. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson indicated that she would have denied the government's request and left the lower court's ruling in place while litigation continues. Alejandro Mayorkas, then the DHS secretary, initially designated and later extended designation of Venezuela in 2021 as a country whose nationals in the U.S. were eligible to stay and work under a program known as Temporary Protected Status Program. I really don't understand why he would do that. I don't understand why. Created in 1990, the program gives the DHS secretary the power to make such a designation when a country's citizens cannot return safely to their home country because of a natural disaster, armed conflict, or other extraordinary and temporary conditions there. The problem is this. Why are we responsible for what's going on in Venezuela so that like 350,000 people get to stay here and live off us? I got a problem with that. The announcement prompted the plaintiffs in this case to go to federal court in San Francisco seeking to postpone the termination. Hey, dummy, this is the United States Supreme Court. They're the ultimate arbiter of the Constitution. Senior U.S. District Judge Edward Chin granted that request, calling Noem's conduct in seeking to lift an existing TPS designation unprecedented. So if it's not unprecedented to make it, why is it unprecedented to change it? We act like once we do something, we can never go back on it or change anything. That makes absolutely no sense. Chen also said that Noem relied on negative stereotypes about Venezuelan migrants, in determining the end of the designation. Anyway, I don't understand why we're allowing people. Now, is there somewhere in there where due process should occur? Sure. But you can't give everybody due process. So first you start this, and then you move them out. Do I sound like I'm a Trump backer? Yeah. Am I? No. But at some point, the United States of America does not have unlimited money, does not have unlimited resources, and eventually it will run out. And guess who's at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to flooding? Black people. And when the flooding happens, when the money runs out, it'll hit us first.
Number 4.
From Yahoo News, the trial of Sean Diddy Combs continued today in Manhattan federal court, where the 55-year-old hip-hop mogul is facing charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Federal prosecutors say that for decades, he accused Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women to participate in marathon sexual encounters called freak-offs, and used his business empire along with guns, kidnapping, and arson to conceal his crime. Who testified today? Dawn Richard, one of the singers in the girl group Danity Kane, Carrie Morgan, Cassie Ventura's former best friend, and David James, Combs' former personal assistant. Both Richard and Morgan said they witnessed Combs physically assault Ventura, his former girlfriend, on multiple occasions. Morgan also testified that Combs choked her, hit her with a wooden hanger. He said, I had a concussion, I was dizzy, I vomited a few times, Morgan said in her testimony. Morgan and James said that Ventura felt she could not leave Combs because he controlled too much of her life. Last week, Ventura spent 4 days on the witness stand, telling the court her decade-long relationship with Combs was marked by violence and physical abuse. Ventura, who was 8 months pregnant, described in detail the drug-fueled freak-offs that would take days to recover from. Of course, Combs pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he could face life in prison. He is being held without bail in a Brooklyn jail, and a jury of 12 New Yorkers and 6 alternates will decide his fate. The alternates will not. The trial is expected to last at least 8 weeks. What are you doing with your life that you got to sit and listen to people talk about you for 8 weeks? Well, all we can say is at least he didn't use a gun.
Number 3.
Corey Barfy had dropped off his kids at the bus stop only an hour before a shooting killed someone in the neighborhood where he lives. Milwaukee Police Department said a 25-year-old died on Green Tree on May 9th, part of the rise in gun violence in the city in the last month. Crime in the area is common, said Barfy, or is it Barfi, who has lived there for a year. This is from JS Online. He's frustrated with people increasingly turning to guns to resolve issues, even minor ones. Last month, Milwaukee gun violence has risen with 15 homicides, 45 non-fatal shootings. That's according to Milwaukee Police Department data through May 15th. And while non-fatal shootings still lag behind last year's count, 44 homicides this year are now outpacing 2024 figures when they were at 34 at this time. It's a promise. We're going to have a violent year. And that's unfortunate. We had a 2-year decline, and we've got a violent year. Last night, before I got off the air on our sister station, 620 WTMJ, and you'll hear it tonight from 6 to 8 on 101.7 The Truth, Truth Unfiltered, we talked about a story that had been reported that there was a shooting in Glendale. And News Now talks about there was a homicide in Glendale. A 31-year-old man was killed, and there's someone in custody. And so I find it interesting. Crime is starting to move and permeate every area of Milwaukee County. And it's about time we start doing something about it. It's about time we start pushing back.
Number 2.
This from Fox6Now.com. A 45-year-old West Bend man, we talked about it before, who was a registered sex offender in Wisconsin, has reached a plea agreement with prosecutors after he was charged with new crimes last year. Nicholas Mistriotti was charged with the following counts in connection to him violating the conditions of his sex offender status. Sex offender, use different name. Sex offender, failed to provide information. Sex offender, this is count 3, failed to provide information. Knowingly failed to notify school of sex offender status, first offense. Child sex offender working with children. And number 6, child sex offender working with children. In court today, Mr. Yachty pleaded guilty to counts 1, 2, and 5, which is used a different name, failed to provide information, and child sex offender working with children. Counts 3, 4, and 6 were dismissed and read in. He'll be sentenced on August 4th. So what did he do? Well, according to the criminal complaint, sex offender registration specialist with the state of Wisconsin received information around November 22nd of last year regarding the defendant, a registered sex offender. Information indicated he was using an alias, Nicholas Maserati, spelled differently. The specialist also learned the defendant had a Facebook account under the name Nicholas Maserati, which indicated an A. December 31st, 2021, started new job at Elite Karaoke, and the defendant also had an email under the name of Nick Maserati. The specialist noted in the complaint that the defendant had never disclosed or been approved to use an alias. Defendant never disclosed the email with his alias, nor had the defendant reported any employment with Elite Karaoke as an owner or employee, all of which are violations of the sex offender registration requirements. Detective who got involved in the investigation learned the defendant was going by the last name of Maserati. Defendant owns and runs a company, Elite Karaoke. Defendant has done events at middle and grade schools in West Bend, and the defendant posted about taking care of 2 young children. And so I'm going to talk about that after the top 5 at 5. I have a question about that. I have a question about what's happening in America today. I have a question about some of the things that we are doing, and it might sound a little harsh, but I think it's worth us taking a look at.
Number 1.
This just in, it's breaking news. UW-Platteville have an active police incident, and they are ordering a shelter in place. So what happened? The police in Platteville, Wisconsin, confirmed to Fox 6 News that they were called to an incident at the University of Wisconsin Platteville campus. Students are urged to avoid Wilgus Hall and have been asked to shelter in place. They're handling the investigation. What they know is that according to a Pioneer Alert text, students were urged to avoid Wilgus Hall around 4 p.m. today, and people on campus were asked to shelter in place or avoid campus if they are in the area. Officials indicated campus police were in charge of the investigation. So according to UW-Platteville calendar, students started final exams on Monday, and commencement was on Saturday, the 17th. So when they get updated, you'll get updated. When I get updated, you'll get updated. But that's the kind of, unfortunately, that's the kind of world we live in. That's the kind of thing we have to deal with. 833-212-1017 is the number. Your thoughts, your comments on the talk and text, or you can always stream and watch us on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of the show. And speaking of that, I'll be hitting the YouTube chat when we come back, along with something I think, unfortunately, most companies do, but my question is, should it be public? You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
So Black women's leadership needs to be prioritized. That means a whole lot of things, but it includes a message for white women, which would be, it'll be wise for you to take our lead. We've already demonstrated everything there is to the world about who we are. We shouldn't have to keep doing that over and over again. The reality is that there are times when we got to muster up the energy to do some things we don't want to do, but I don't want that to be commonplace for me, and I certainly don't want it to be commonplace for other Black women. There's often this message that we need to stay strong because there are people depending on it. No, we need ourselves.
Yeah, you can't, what do they say? You can't pour from an empty cup?
Yes. And I even am hearing people say a lot more, you shouldn't pour from your cup at all until it overflows. And it's the overflow that you give. You keep the full cup for yourself.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me jump on this talking text line because I have not. Let me see. Lana Banana said afternoon. We talked about Kawanda. You so mean. Giannis, you hear me? Kawanda talking about me. Do you hear? Go get her. Go get her. Okay. I told Giannis to come get you. Good afternoon, Reginald. Curly Q said, my grandfather said always to talk to yourself here. Answer. Yeah, I remember that. Reginald said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics scooped Giannis. That would be mean. Eastern Conference like you've never seen it. What's up? Not really a girl. Sir Charles for governor. Stop. Okay, I don't know what that is. Look at Derek. I've been wondering where he's been. Denver. So there you go. What's up, Mao? Good afternoon. What you mean, sorry you late? What was you doing? Why was you late? You got to pay a fine if you're late. You got to pay a fine. I'm just saying. See, I got to weed through them talking to each other and not me. I thought they'd be saying stuff to me. They too busy talking to each other. They ain't even thinking about the show. Okay, another one. Hey, see, they talking to each other. Like, they like, forget you. That's terrible. Now they're talking about food and oxtails and all kind of, kind of stuff. Dr. Ken, I would like to know more about your book. I don't understand books. So I wrote a book on if you were interested in joining a Black Greek letter organization, graduate chapter, fraternity, or sorority. And then I wrote a book on I want to be a police officer. And so, yep, I think the first book, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at it. I want to be Greek. And the other one is I want to be a police officer. So they're on Amazon. You can check it out. Just my first start at moving. Look at him already on this phone. Look at it. Just my first start in getting into the whole self-publishing piece. And I'm working on a bigger, longer nonfiction book. I'm going to just do that. So working on it. I'm at work, and around your time it gets busy. Where you work at? I'm not going to say it on the air, Mal, but where you work at? Where you work at? It's not really a city girl. What did I say? What did I say? Not really a girl? What did I say? I tell you. It goes down in the true chat. That's terrible. That's terrible. Anyway. Okay, I get it. I get it. I got you, Mal. All right. I said not really a girl. Not really. Yeah, I thought that's what I said. Not really a girl. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. So, 833-212-1017 is the number. So the story I read about the sex offender dude, right? And so part of my issue with that is, did anybody do a background check? Like, if you did a background check, you would know that his name changed or that the name was inaccurate. Like, how did this guy get a birth certificate and a social security card and all that stuff to get a job? Well, here's what he did. He started his own business. And so how did you not catch that a registered sex offender started his own business? There should have been a trigger online that when a registered sex offender does anything, or even a felon does anything, it triggers their probation or parole officer or whatever that, hey, boop, this person did it. Now, that's what happened in this instance. They went and checked, but they only checked because they got a phone call. Say, hey, there's a guy who, he's a registered sex offender, and it changed his name. And then it cascaded from there. Or should I say, trickled down from there. I know most people do background checks, right? But do we do the background check at a level that we need to? Like a CJIS background check, Criminal Justice Information System, where you get all your basic stuff, you get FBI, whether or not you've been arrested. And so here's what people don't understand. If you've ever been arrested for a misdemeanor in the state of Wisconsin, you get what's called an ID number. So your Wisconsin ID number stays with you for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter where you go, doesn't matter what you do. And some people look at those things, some people who are perfectionists, usually conservative. Nope, not even conservative. Republican. Look at people as if you have a Wisconsin ID. Oh my God, you've been arrested. Well, being arrested means nothing. It means that somebody said you did something. They think they got enough evidence to arrest you, but the district attorney, the prosecutor may not charge you. So the only thing that counts is conviction, right? But no, because that trickles down, and usually if you've been arrested for something, then they look at you. Depending on what you get arrested for, you get looked at sideways. Oh, you got arrested for domestic violence. You know how easy it is to get arrested for domestic violence? You have a roommate, get into a fight, get into an argument, disorderly conduct, domestic violence. There. Now you have that moniker, even though you shouldn't, because the DA was like, well, they didn't, this is nothing, it shouldn't be charged. But now you have it on your arrest record. Then when you have it on your arrest record, people kind of look at you like, well, you probably did something, otherwise the police wouldn't have come. That's stupid in and of itself anyway, because any third party can call the police on anybody. What is it they call when they call and you young folks send the police to somebody's house?
Swatting.
And all that. It's called swatting. Yeah. So anybody could do that. Now, Today, May 19th, 2025, you would be absolutely stupid and a fool and ignorant beyond comparison to swat somebody. Use a cell phone, they know where you are. Use a home phone, they know where you are. You use somebody else's phone, they know where you are. You use the internet, they know where you are. Like, really? That's like what could you use that was encrypted where you made a phone call? You can't. So you're just kind of done. And do you have the capacity to bounce your phone call off of 5 or 6 different servers in different companies, in different countries? No. No. We need background checks for people at every level, I think. I think in general, companies should probably order background checks on their people every 3 to 5 years. Hey, you work here? Yeah, you need to do a background check. Every 5 years or so? Yep, you need a background check. I'm serious. Sneak and do something, go away to another state, get arrested, deal with it, pay your fine, do whatever you do, sneak back to Wisconsin, nothing. Years later, you get in trouble, and then they do a background check. Boom, it shows up. Why? Because if you're not, well, it might show up. Anyway, I digress. When you're in the FBI, when you get arrested by the federal authorities, you get what's called an FBI number. That means you've been arrested on a federal felony or federal misdemeanor. Either way, you've been arrested, booked, prints, photo. You're in the system. And you will always have that number for the rest of your life. It just is what it is. Does that mean you're a bad person? No. Just because you were arrested doesn't make you bad. Just like it doesn't make you guilty. But at some point, something has to be done. This guy started a business in West Bend, had gone to middle schools, elementary school. Like, this guy had been, that makes no sense around children. And the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to put him back in jail. Well, that's where he went anyway. That's where he was. So how do we stop this from happening? Do we just stop trusting people altogether? Personally, I think we trust people too much. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017. Is it time for background checks to become the norm, for lack of a better phrase? Should background checks just become the norm for everything we do and everywhere we go? Should we do background checks when you go to college? I'm pretty sure they do. It may be a light one, but I'm pretty sure they do. There are checks you can do on people that won't show up. And then there are other checks where they have to show up because they have to get certain permission. We're checking social media now. We're checking all those places. Why not? Why not? What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Now, before I go to break, let me get back to this ridiculousness. It's all good, Dr. Ken. Okay, thank you. We're conspiring a cross-cultural roasted goat with a locally harvested free-range, no, blah, 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 blah. Who needs a free-range? Reginald, stop this idiocy with free-range, okay? Stop it. It makes your meat taste good. How would you even know? It's dead and it's cooked. But yet we got this thing in our brain. The eggs are much better if the chicken is able to run around by itself for free. Oh, okay, whatever. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop this nonsense. It makes no sense. Mao said if that happens, it may have some bad effects on special populations depending on the ones performing the background check. What do you mean special populations? I don't understand what you mean. Speak English, not jargonese. Mao. What do you mean special populations? While I'm waiting for that answer, I'm going to talk to you about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There is no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now. First it's hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, Then it's cold. So we're going to be cold like through the weekend. I don't understand that. Well, if you got issues, you got drafts, you got stuff coming through your window when it's warm or hot, all you got to do is call Pella. They're offering up to 6 years of 0% financing. You can set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. They'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make new windows or doors or both a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st of 2025. So visit PellaWI.com. That's Pella, PellaWI.com. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 43, we've got backups from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. A little bit further down, starts to slow down again all the way down to the KK River crossing. So give yourself that little extra time there. Northbound on 43, that's pretty heavy from the Marquette all the way to Keefe. We've also got some big delays on 41 through the construction zones. Just a big old headache. Northbound, slow from Watertown Plank Road all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound, slowing from just south of Good Hope Road all the way down to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ storm team forecast today. Mostly cloudy, chance of rain later on with a low of 45. Tomorrow rainy and windy, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great Impressions, perceptions, everything.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
Most people don't know that a county executive is a higher elected position than a mayor. Most people don't know what a state assembly representative does, a state senator, nor their function in overall state government. Most people, in fact, don't know what a school board representative actually does. Ask a person who their county board supervisor is, and they'll likely shrug their shoulders. Also, most people don't vote. We're in for a world of hurt. If we don't know the functions of our government at the very basic level, then we are not nearly equipped for what is going to happen to this nation for the next 4 years. All they had to do was tell unsophisticated folks gas prices are too high, inflation is too high, bacon and eggs cost too much. It's this guy's fault. It's this party's fault. Vote for us. Don't think about the criminal prosecutions. Don't think about all the malfeasance. Don't think about all of the misconduct and the corruption. We're going to make your bacon cheaper. We're going to make your eggs cheaper. We're also going to gut the FBI. We're also going to gut anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're going to shred this nation from the top to the bottom, all in favor of a handful of folks. How about this? Let's tell people that immigrants are actually the problem. And then Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk will bring in the most highly trained immigrants this nation has ever seen. Why? Because Americans are none the wiser. Don't believe me? Look at public school children's performance, not just in Milwaukee, not just in Wisconsin, but nationwide. Get ready for a long ride, ladies and gentlemen. A very long ride.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snibe. After losing their last 2 games, the Milwaukee Brewers got a bounce-back win thanks to some home run robbery from Jackson Chourio out in center field.
Here's a fly ball, left center field. Chourio on the run, at the track, at the wall, jumped up. Jackson Chourio brought it back! Ho, ho, ho! Jackson elevated above the wall, and he pulled back a home run from Royce Lewis. Incredible!
The robbery there, preserving the 5-2 Brewers win. They'll open up a 3-game series tonight at American Family Field against the Baltimore Orioles. Over to golf, where Scottie Scheffler won the PGA Championship on Sunday, and to the NBA, where the Denver Nuggets are eliminated from the Oklahoma City Thunder. They win in dominant fashion, this one by a final score of 125-93. They'll take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. You know what? I like the players. No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. Yo, Dre, drop the verse.
It's going down, face of Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, a dog couldn't catch me. Say out. Tell me who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting honeys like a magnet, giving them orgasms with my mellow accent. Still moving this flavor with the homies Black Street and Teddy, the original rough shakers.
Shutting it down, good Lord. Baby got them open all over town. Strictly
Why you be shaking your head like that when I be singing? It's just lip singing?
Getting paid is a forte.
You're just jealous. 833-212-1017 is the number. I think about the girl all the time.
East side to the west side.
Anyway. Glenn is looking at me like, really? Anyway. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
I am just fine. How are you doing today?
I was fine, and then I looked up and it said 40 minutes after the hour. I'm like, I just finished my top 5 at 5. How can it be 40 minutes This day is just going way too fast. Way too fast.
You should be happy.
Why? I can talk on the radio for 6 straight hours. Are you kidding?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Run off at the mouth. I got in trouble in school for talking too much. I absolutely love it. I got in trouble in school for talking too much. So, why not?
Oh. Well, hey, don't just say keep you going and pay you for your expertise. So, hey, I ain't complaining. But anyways, I wouldn't want to talk on the radio, all that much, because I just call a little bit and say a little bit. But anyhow, you speaking of the guns, you know how I feel about guns. But I say, crime can happen anywhere, and most of the time it was thoughts and prayers. So people are kind of silent on it now. They don't say much. So I'm wondering what they really actually feel, because with crime, if crime goes up and never come down, everybody's going to feel like they need a weapon, and that's what they do.
Well, when I was talking about when I was talking about background checks, I was talking more just about people going to work, people having jobs. Mm-hmm. This guy up in West Bend started his own company and had been in front of kids, and wasn't supposed to, got caught. Now he pled guilty to 3 of the 6 counts against him, and he's going to prison. And so my question was, how did he get that far? How do people pretend to be other people? Like, there was a guy on the Milwaukee Police Department who was here for years who became a deceased relative's or sibling or cousin or something, took their identity. And other people on the not other people on the department, but other family members here in Milwaukee knew about it and never said anything. I mean, became a cop, did all that, did the background check and everything. He passed.
Well, you know, some of those guys that worked cops and did some real serious shooting had a bad rap from other places, then they got rehired in another place.
But it has nothing to do with shooting.
You know,
it has nothing to do with shooting. It's about
I'm
the
just saying
background.
they got
I'm
in
talking
trouble
about the general.
with,
that has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about the general
but
citizen
how did they
like
get a
you.
chance to go to another
We're not
place?
talking about that.
After,
We're not talking about that. We're talking about people.
That's how these people get hired.
I'm not.
But that's how you spoke about the cops. I wasn't breaking
We're
up
not
the cops.
talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the average person, the general person, you, me, right? Other people. When you go get a job, Sandra, right now, you go get a job at Walmart or Costco. You're one of the people that wear the little uniform, the little vest. You wave people in. Good morning. Check people's receipts. Should they do a full background check on you before they hire you?
They probably do. I thought they did because I know people that do a full.
Right now, today, if you apply,
they do a full background check on women that court. Women that court men.
I don't
they
care.
They do a full background check to see if they were criminals.
Today, right now, if you went to go work, if you applied for Walmart right now, like at 43 minutes after the hour, should you get a full background check? Your background, your credit, criminal history, everything. Yes or no?
Yeah. Well, I can't say a whole. Well, to an extent, you can say yes, and to an extent, if you were a criminal and they found out that you did your time and you came out better person and give you a chance to get a job and stuff instead of putting all the roadblocks in the way. Because a lot of times they put roadblocks in the way where they can't get a job. So,
but that's the general
anyway,
person. I don't know if they're roadblocks. I think that's the general person deciding that, you know, we're quote unquote purists. We're all perfect until we're found out that nobody can work here unless, you know, you're perfect. And I think that's idiotic. I totally agree with you.
Right. Well, I just wanted to say that eventually, in fact, I think they check on all of us anyway. So, with all this AI and you be on the internet, they know. They know what you do, and they can go to it real fast and find out. You know, they can get your blood samples, everything else. So, only thing I'm feeling,
do you believe in anything, Sandra? Do you believe anything is on the up and up?
I don't believe this kind of stuff because the nation is going to be like a dictatorship, and a dictator will know everything you do. He'll follow you with camera.
Thank you,
Sandra. I believe it to my heart.
All right.
Bye.
Can anybody say anything without bringing up Trump? Lord have mercy. Woo. Anybody? 833-212-1017 is the number. Yes, Lana Banana, I was singing. And since Reggie was talking all this stuff, we're going to get back to it. No, you're not. We'll knock all y'all out the YouTube chat. Knock them all out. I told Reggie, I'm in here now, player. What you got? No, back to those side dishes. We ain't talking about those side dishes no more. And bring your appetite. Half the stuff y'all gonna make, I can't eat no way. See, that's my excuse when I go somewhere and I don't want to eat. But oh, Glenn, I'm sorry you made that meal. It looks great, but I have food allergies. I can't eat it. I can't eat it. And then I wait, what's it? And then I do this. And then I say, you know, it's so bad. I got an EpiPen. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. And that just makes everybody go, ooh. That's the way to get around eating bad food. Eating bad food. 833-212-1017 is the number. See if I can squeeze them in. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What's up?
I think they should do a background check, but if it's something within that person, they're going to do it. But majority of the people who stole millions and trillions of dollars, they had 850 and 900 credit scores. But you should do a background check. And I know some people, if they play with their social security number a little bit, so they used to do that when they used to try to get jobs working in the baking industry.
Wow.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you. Like, how would you play with your... Interesting. See, I can't do certain things like that because then the cop in me kicks off and I'll go down the rabbit hole of figuring out how people can change their Like, I know how you do it with a driver's license. But Social Security number? Interesting. Because if you do Social Security number, you're eventually going to get caught. Like, you will literally get caught if you fake your Social Security number. It's only a matter of time. It might take a while, but eventually it's going to slip and something's not going to match. And the numbers are given, well, let me hush. Because some of the information you can't find on the internet. Some of the information you can't, like, Google and say, hey, this is what this means. It's private and it's privy and it's confidential. So, you know, there are ways to catch people, and they do every single day. Now, one thing Sandra forgot about with AI and all that is that AI is going to be what catches you. And so it can work significantly faster. That's why you need more bandwidth, you need more power, right? So we're going to start building these smaller, generations. We Energies, WEC Corporation wants to take over one of the plants here and wants to make a smaller plant. But, we're talking power that you use to power AI. It takes a significant amount of power to run those servers. So the future for AI is the future of energy. They're going to be building more, making it more efficient with power plants that are nuclear. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. But it's all you. Knock yourself out, because in the end, if you're not invested in it, you're not going to get rich. If you're invested in it, you'll probably get rich over the next 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I am your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth, Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
It's very important to always think about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships and building out your dream. And then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah, so much stuff going on. We're going to be checking overnight some of the things that happened at UW-Platteville. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be following Diddy, of course, to make sure things turn out, well, we'll just make sure everything is done above board. People are following it daily, so we will see what's going on. We did have a quick update to UW-Platteville police incident. No active threat, shelter in place has been lifted. So if you got kids at Platteville, looks like everything is A-okay. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Truth Unfiltered's coming up at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8. Me. And I gave her a promotion this week. She's the honorary Dr. Denise Thomas. We'll be on for the next 2 hours, and then we will jump into Tori Lowe and on throughout the overnight. So, hey, thank you for listening. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Truth Nation. I'll see you in 22 hours. God bless. Take care.
Be quiet.
I'm out.